You know that classic image of the long-haul journey, the lonely road? Well, that's all about to change. By 2026, we're looking at a world where every driver, every logistics manager has this silent, super smart partner right there with them. So let's dive into this because this AI copilot is set to completely re-architect transportation as we know.
So, what exactly is this new partner? Well, it's built on something called agentic AI. Now, this isn't your everyday chatbot that just gives you an answer. Oh no. Agentic AI is proactive. You give it a big, high level goal, like, hey, get this cargo from LA to Chicago as efficiently as possible, and it just runs with it. It breaks that down into tons of smaller goals, picks the right tools for each step, and pulls it all off in a really complex sequence, all with very little handholding. It's the difference between an assistant that waits for orders and a true collaborator that thinks for itself.
And that right there brings us to the star of our show today, the AI copilot. This isn't just some fancy new feature, you know? It's the core tech that really shifts AI from being a simple tool to a proactive partner, one that can make huge strategic calls that affect everything from a single truck to the entire global supply chain. All right, let's start with the most obvious thing, navigation. But you've got to think way, way beyond the GPS app on your phone. The AI copilot is more like a tactical navigator. It's constantly rethinking not just the route, but the entire strategy for the whole trip. And this slide really nails the huge shift we're talking about. A standard GPS, it's reactive. It just tells you where to turn next. But an agentic navigator, it's predictive. It's strategic. It doesn't just see the map, it gets the world that the map is supposed to represent. It might tell a driver, hey, pull over for 30 minutes. Not because of traffic, but because it knows that by waiting, you'll dodge a port closure that's about to be announced, or you'll be able to cash in on a sudden drop in fuel prices just over the state line. It tells you why. And here's a look under the hood at how it pulls that off. The AI copilot is juggling an insane amount of live dynamic data. It's not just checking for traffic jams. It's analyzing weather fronts rolling across the country. It's getting live pings about port closures. It's tracking fuel price changes in real time. And it's even thinking about complex stuff like how busy the loading docks are at its destination. This is how it shaves hours off a trip, not just minutes. And the efficiency gains aren't just strategic, they're physical. One of the coolest applications is this thing called AI-managed platooning. The copilot actually talks to other AI-equipped trucks on the highway, and they form this tight, aerodynamic convoy. By drafting off each other, they cut down on wind resistance in a huge way. We're talking up to a 15% cut in fuel consumption across the whole fleet. For the trucking industry, a saving like that is billions of dollars. It's like taking millions of cars off the road every year. It's a massive win-win for profits and for the planet.
Okay, so efficiency is one thing, but maybe the AI copilot's most important job is its role as a safety sentinel, one designed to tackle the single biggest cause of accidents on our roads.
And this number is, well, it's just staggering. Around 90% of all road accidents are caused by human error. Fatigue, distraction, just a split-second mistake. That's the problem the AI Safety Sentinel is built to solve, not by replacing the driver, but by giving them superpowers. So how does it do it? Through constant, non-intrusive biometric monitoring. It's using interior sensors to track the driver's eye movements, their heart rate, all the telltale signs of getting drowsy or distracted. And if it senses that a driver's hit a critical fatigue level, it doesn't just beep at them. It can actually initiate a safety pause, taking temporary control to guide the truck safely to the shoulder, and then automatically finding the closest rest stop. But wait, how can an AI have reflexes? That sounds a little like sci-fi, right? Well, it all comes down to this idea of a world model. See, our brains build this internal model of the world that helps us predict what's going to happen next. Think about a pro baseball player hitting a 100-mile-per-hour fastball. They aren't consciously doing the math on the ball's trajectory, right? Their brain's predictive model lets them react instinctively. The AI copilot works on the exact same principle. And this is what you get, what we're calling a God mode reflex. First, it's constantly scanning the world around it with LiDAR and radar, seeing hundreds of meters ahead, way further than we can. Second, it uses all that data to constantly update its world model, predicting what other cars are about to do. And then third, and this is the kicker, when its model predicts a hazard, like a car way up ahead slamming on its brakes, it can start reacting up to 5 times faster than the most alert human driver ever could.
Okay, so we've seen how the AI makes one single journey super efficient and incredibly safe. But the real transformation, that happens when we zoom out and stop seeing the truck as just a vehicle on a road and start seeing it as a key player in the global supply chain. This is the AI copilot as the logistics brain. Anyone in logistics will tell you the loading dock queue is a massive, expensive bottleneck. The old way is that trucks just show up and wait, sometimes for hours, just burning fuel and wasting time. But in this 2026 model, the AI copilot is talking with the warehouse's own AI system constantly. It orchestrates this perfectly timed dance, adjusting the truck's speed over the final 100 miles, so it shows up not just on time, but at the precise millisecond a loading bay opens up. This is just-in-time delivery perfected. You could call it JIT 2.0. So far, we've mostly been talking about the intelligence packed inside one single truck. But the true game-changing power here comes from the network effect. What happens when every single AI copilot is connected, all sharing information with each other in real time? This is what we mean by a global road memory. Just picture this for a second. A truck's sensors hit a patch of black ice on a bridge in Colorado. Instantly, that little piece of data flashes across the vehicle-to-vehicle network, and every other truck with a copilot within a 50-mile radius gets the alert immediately. They're either rerouted or their own systems are primed to handle the hazard before their human driver even sees a warning sign. It's collective, real-time intelligence. But, and you knew there had to be a but, as we start handing over more of this strategic thinking to a network of AIs, we slam right into a whole new, really complex world of ethical and legal questions. We're going to need new rules for this new kind of road. So here it is, the million-dollar question. What happens when something goes wrong? I mean, if a whole platoon of trucks gets into a pileup because of some data sharing glitch, who's at fault? Is it the driver? The person who wrote the software? The truck company? The network provider? This is not just some academic puzzle. It's a massive challenge we have to figure out, and fast. And this isn't a theoretical debate, by the way. Governments are already trying to build frameworks to handle all this. This table shows some U.S. federal guidance, and it really zeroes in on the key issues. Degradation of AI means you need constant monitoring because an algorithm's performance can change over time. For significant impacts, like, say, rerouting a city's worth of deliveries, you need a human in the loop. For accountability, there has to be a fail-safe, a clear plan for when things break. And maybe most scary, for unexpected actions, you have to plan for hackers trying to manipulate the system, like feeding the network fake traffic data to cause a pileup on purpose. These are the new rules of the road being written as we speak. And these specific problems really apply to agentic AI across the board. Getting multiple agents to coordinate is huge. One miscommunication in a platoon can cause a total system failure. Accountability, like we saw, is a legal minefield. Security is a constant arms race against things like data poisoning. But you know, the one that might be most important is human-AI interaction. In a high-stakes job like trucking, if the driver doesn't get why the AI is telling them to pull over, they're not going to trust it. And that lack of trust in the black box could really undermine the whole system. So, as we wrap this up, it's pretty clear the AI copilot is so much more than a simple driver assist feature. It's making our roads safer, it's making our fuel use lower, and it's making our supply chains way more efficient. It's really becoming the new, intelligent backbone of global trade. The whole era of the solo driver on that lonely road, it's coming to an end. Which leaves us with one final question to kind of bring all this technology right back home to you. Forget about trucks for a second. Based on everything you've just seen, would you trust an AI to co-pilot your car on a long trip? Or do you just need to have your hands on the wheel yourself? Let me know what you think down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next stop.